You are, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, I knew you would be. You can see the UFL right here on HDNet this fall, too. You knew that.
Yeah, I knew that.
All right.
You're just
now,
telling me.
What about a team that came close to making the Super Bowl last year? What do they do to get better? Maybe they go the MMA route. I don't know. Ron Kruk has more on the Jets in his corner.
Guys, as you know, NFL training camp is in full swing with grueling two-a-day practices and high hopes for the season ahead. The New York Jets made several bold offseason moves and are expected to make a serious run at the Super Bowl. We got a rare chance to go inside one of their practices, and you may ask, what do football and MMA have to do with each other? Turns out a lot more than you may think. As summer fades to fall in Florham Park, New Jersey, there's an electricity in the air.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
After a long 6-month hibernation, football season has returned. Gone are the days of solely hitting sleds and running pass routes during practice. In search for the ultimate competitive edge, New York Jets are thinking outside the box and inside the cage.
The program is made up of a number of different martial arts, many that people are familiar with from wrestling and boxing and judo and jiu-jitsu, but some that people aren't as familiar with, like Kali or Eskrima, or even techniques of Jeet Kune Do.
Martin Rooney has trained some of the top fighters in the business. Every off-season, Rooney's biggest client is the Jets, who hire him and his assistants to teach MMA on the field.
On the football field, there are times when you got to get your hands on somebody, or you might have to get somebody's hands off of you. Mixed martial arts has a number of different techniques that utilize that, developing balance, coordination, cohesion, and aggression.
We're trying to make their hands faster, trying to increase their reactions times, and trying to make them just more football fighters instead of football players.
Offensive, defensive linemen, it's a fight every single play. So for these guys to be able to learn some skills and techniques here, that'll carry over to the football field. That's what those guys do every single play.
You get them.
The program is designed to help everyone, linemen to receivers to linebackers and defensive backs. Cornerback Kyle Wilson, the Jets' first-round selection in this year's draft, immediately saw results.
It definitely helps out on the field. It's a lot of hand-to-hand action out there. When receivers try to block you, they're trying to get your hands on you. On blitzes, you got to go up there and get past those big linemen, trying to get their hands on you. Running backs, staying in and blocking, things like that. Anything where somebody's trying to get at you, block you, from doing your job, getting after the ball carrier or quarterback, whatever. It's teaching you ways to handle that.
That's not to say that players aren't skeptical at first.
Every year I get challenged by somebody. I'm 150 pounds. Most of these players are over 200 pounds and upwards. I get in there, I put my hands on them, I show them what a 150-pound man can do using these techniques. When they realize that, hey, it works for a little guy, imagine what it'll do when, I'm twice his size.
It's not like, okay, we're going to go learn to punch today. It's not like that. It's, here's a hand combat, here's a movement that you can do, and here's how you can use it on the field.
In Rooney's 7 years working with NFL players, 2 of his students have gone on to all-pro seasons, including Giants defensive end Osi Umenyiora. And though expectations are high this year, the season has yet to be written for the Jets. On any given Sunday, you'll see Rooney's handiwork in play.
On Sundays, we see these guys using this stuff all the time. We'll see the way that they're using their hands, the way that they're balancing themselves, creating leverage against their opponent, or using their opponent's leverage against them. It's subtle, but in the trenches, a lot of this stuff is happening. This isn't a fad or a trick. Football is combat. So if you can improve the combat techniques of the players, it's always going to be there.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Guys, we'll get a chance to see these tactics in action on September 13th when the Jets open their season at home against the Baltimore Ravens on Monday Night Football. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Ron. If Rivas doesn't come back, all those secondary guys, they're going to be hitting everything, aren't they? They better learn that. You've worked some with the Niners. We know Guy Mesner's worked with the Falcons, or rather with the Cowboys. Frank Trigg's worked with the Falcons.
What happened?